Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. So I'm super excited. Life is like starting to get back to normal a little bit. We went on vacation the other week, and I was hoping that when we came back, life would kind of just continue as normal. You know, have like a typical workload, not be super crazy, but enough to pay the bills. Well, when I was coming down the mountain from where we went camping, my phone just exploded, and it's been nonstop. So it's like 8 o'clock on a Thursday. I just barely got home. It's been like this all week since I got back. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's just been a madhouse. I'm not gonna complain. I always appreciate the work, but I haven't had time to do much else. So I'm gonna put together a video of pretty much what I have. I built some really cool stuff that I wanna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of our camping trip, and honestly, I don't know what else I have recorded. But I'm excited to get back into the flow of things, try and crank out 1 or 2 videos a week. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's go and jump on into it, and let's roll.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Okay, so I'm super excited for today's video because I get to pretty much spend all day in the shop. I'm gonna be working on Suburban. We're gonna be making some cool stuff out of this. This is a bunch of stuff that Mike brought over. It was basically some sort of mounting hardware for some piece of equipment that showed up to one of their job sites. So we're gonna be making a luggage rack carrier thing out of this. So I'm gonna be changing things up a little bit in the shop today. I've got my fabrication table right here, which is an absolute disaster. Another thing that's on my list today is clean up the shop because it's an absolute wreck, but that's not important. For those of you who've been following the channel for a while, you guys know that I started building this big gantry beam crane setup up here and then never finished. Well, I did pick up some of the hardware for it. I got some of the push beam trolleys. I got an actual like hoist crane for it. So the main reason that I need to finish this crane assembly is because the water truck has these wood runners that go underneath the water tank, and they're just completely like falling apart. They're just crumbling. So I need something that can completely lift the water tank up off the truck so I can replace each of the wood runners. Well, as much as I wanted to get a bunch of stuff done in the shop today, not gonna happen. I just got a call. I gotta jump in the Peterbilt. I gotta go to work. Work first, YouTube later. Just how it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the Peterbilt fired up, and then hopefully I get back at a decent hour and I can keep working in the shop and actually make some progress in there. But since I'm coming over here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the water truck and show you that wood runner that I'm talking about that's just like completely gone. You guys can see right here how it's just like crumbling, falling apart. So basically I'm gonna have to lift up this whole tank so I can replace this wood because obviously it's not doing anything. But let's go ahead and get this old girl fired up. She's been sitting for a minute or two. No! Ah! All right, I know I've talked about these things before, but they are super, super impressive. This is the TOPDON 3000. This thing will jumpstart the Peterbilt, which is pretty impressive because the starter on this thing is massive. It's a 15-liter engine. Let's go ahead and get this hood opened up. Oh, she's dirty. Let's go ahead and take these caps off. We'll get this case opened up so you guys can see this beauty of a jump starter. Go ahead and put this guy right there. We'll hang this one just off the ground that goes to the frame. You'll see the lights kick on. All right, we are good to go. All right, let's see how she goes. Beautiful. So obviously the correct thing to do would be buy new batteries for this truck, but I'm gonna milk them as long as I can. I love having that little jump starter. I highly recommend picking one up just to keep in your guys' truck. They are super rad. I'm gonna put a link down in the description below so you guys can check it out. But I gotta go get some work done, so that's gonna push things a little bit behind schedule as far as getting work done in the shop goes. But when we get back, we'll go ahead and get back to work, and I'm super excited to actually start working on that crane. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, well, priorities have changed just a little bit. I pretty much spent the last 24 hours working with a couple naps mixed in there. So first up on the list is gonna be the hitch-mounted cargo rack ice chest holder things. So I gotta finish clearing this off, move the baler out of the way, drag some metal in here and get to work. And then after that's done, if I have time, I am gonna work on the Suburban still. Hopefully I'll get this moved over there, get that moved out. We'll see how it ends up going because I have to get that cargo thing done today. All right, we finally got a little bit of breathing room in here. We got the baler out, got the table cleared off. I'm gonna go ahead and drag some of that steel in here. We'll get it cut up. We're gonna drag the Miller welder over here and get this thing welded up. All right, so I got enough metal dragged in here to build it. At least I think so. If it's not enough, I got a couple more pieces out there I can grab. But you guys can see that it's already got some upright pieces welded onto here. I'm gonna try and utilize this. If the spacing is correct on these, we're gonna go ahead and leave it. I'm hoping that that one is this. So I've been trying to figure out what to call one of these things. So I went ahead and pulled up the Harbor Freight app, and you guys can see that they call it a 500-pound steel cargo carrier. So we're gonna try and imitate their design a little bit. I'm gonna try and build it a little bit more heavy duty than that, so I'm gonna try and build one of those because we are going on a camping trip here pretty soon. And basically we wanna be able to stick 2 coolers on the back of the Yukon. And the ice chest that we got, we went ahead and picked up 2 of these bad boys from Costco. These are the Igloo 70 quart. Supposedly they're bear proof. It's pretty much like the Igloo version of a Yeti cooler for like half the price. So I need to go ahead and measure this so we can figure out exactly how big I need to make this thing so we can fit 2 of these. And if we're able to fit a couple other things on there, that'd be cool. But most importantly, 2 of these coolers. We want to throw them on the back of the car. 22 inches inside. 22 by 33. Or we could do a full 72 inches, and that would be narrower than the bumper on the Suburban still, or the Yukon. But let's go ahead and see what Harbor Freight does. Let's see if they got any specs right here. Let's make our way down. Specifications. Product length, 53 inches. No bueno. That would not be big enough. So as far as like the front to back, that measurement would work, but the width would not work. We would not be able to fit 2 of these side by side. So I'm definitely not gonna follow how Harbor Freight would build theirs. It's gonna have to be a completely custom deal. I was kind of getting nervous. I was like, if I do get crunched for time, I'll just run down to Harbor Freight and spend the 60 bucks and go ahead and pick up a cargo carrier. But given that their numbers don't work with what I need, we're gonna go ahead and get to work. All right, so let's see how lucky we are. We're gonna go ahead and hook this guy, come over here. Gives us just a little bit over 56. I think that might work. Go ahead and check this guy out. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, but I can live with like a 1/4 inch difference. I went ahead and got the chop saw out. Gives a little bit of a more exact cut. So for the corner pieces, I'm probably just gonna cut these about 3 or 4 inches. So I need to go ahead and make 8 of these guys real quick. All right, so I've cut 7 pieces so far. This is the last remaining piece right here out of that 1 piece. You guys can see we got the 7 right there. If this thing ends up being 4 inches, well, today's gonna be a good day. Let's see. Oh, just a skosh more. I think I can make that work. Pretty wild how stuff like that happens sometimes. Doesn't happen very often to me, but it's cool when it does. So next up on the list is I gotta get this guy cut. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and move this one out of the way for now. And let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way so we don't booger him up. Moved out of the way. All right, got ourselves a little shim action going on over here. Let's go ahead and get this guy lined up. Let's see. Nope, not even close. All right, let's go and let it roll. All right, so this is gonna be the last cut for the actual base part of it, and then we'll kind of piece everything together. Hopefully my cuts and my measurements are right, so it kind of looks good, but let's go ahead and get this guy going. All right, we'll go ahead and get this set down out of the way for now, because we're gonna have to drag the welder over here, but let's go ahead and get these all mocked up so you guys can kind of see what. All right, well, she's starting to come together nicely. I think I'm really glad I went with the tapered corners right here instead of just doing a straight 90. It's a little bit more work, but I think it's gonna look so much cleaner at the end. So I just need to measure this distance right here, cut these pieces. I put the cooler in there just for a little bit of reference. I think I'm gonna give myself like 1 inch or 2 right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure the distance between these and go ahead and get these pieces cut. All right, so I finally got all the pieces cut, ground smooth. We got a nice little valley right there to go ahead and start filling, but that is gonna be the basic design of it. I think this turned out super, super nice with the tapered edges. And basically, this is gonna be the shape of it. I'm gonna have to add a center piece right here that goes into the actual receiver. But for the top piece, all we're gonna do is basically mirror this, and it's gonna get another one probably about yay high. I haven't quite decided on that, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and start welding this all together. All right, let's go ahead and pull out the big kahuna. It's been a minute or 2. I'm always making little changes and upgrades to everything. You guys know I built this shop table quite a while ago, and I don't really have like a designated spot to stick the ground clamp. So what I'm gonna do, one of the cutoff pieces right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and weld it to the bottom side of this, so that way I have like some nice clean tabs that I can go ahead and stick the ground clamp to, so it's like tucked up out of the way. And I went ahead and rounded all the edges a little bit because my kids, they tend to run around here, and this is like right at head level for some of them. So I don't want them to like get utterly destroyed if they accidentally run into this thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and weld this up, and then once that's on there, I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little tack here, little tack there, maybe another little tack here and another little tack on that side. So these are stationary, and then the current will be able to flow through all of this and get nice good welds, and it should look pretty good. All right, not too shabby. It's on there pretty good. Decent little weld. Let's get this guy built. So initially when I set out to build this thing, I knew I wanted to build like a big beefy cargo rack that I would never ever have to touch again once it was built, and I think it's starting to turn into that. It's looking pretty good. I just love this tapered edge. This turned out so cool. I went ahead and ground the top weld, the outside welds, and the bottom welds just because it looks pretty clean, it's smooth. I left the inside a rough weld because I'm gonna leave it a little bit thicker. You're not really gonna see that, and I don't want that corner to blow out or shake apart or develop any cracks. And odds are it probably never would, but that's how my mind works. So I basically have to make this exact same ring again to go ahead and mount on the bottom side. So she just brought the Yukon up here real quick. We got some quick numbers, actually got some measurements for the piece that's gonna go into the hitch. So I've already got it marked and cut. And then once this is cut, I'll show you guys what we got going on right here. All right, so I went ahead and made a couple marks right here. This is basically like 2 inches right in the middle of this whole thing. I would take some time to explain it, but it'll be easier to show you guys after they're cut and I have the centerpiece in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this section completely goes away, and then this is getting cut back just till the back wall. All right, so here's the centerpiece. I went ahead and cut this guy completely out. So this is gonna get welded all the way around on this side. And then on this back guy, I wanted it to look super clean from the back side. So I went ahead and left that piece continuous, and then I basically put a notch right here so it'll get welded all the way around this seam and on the bottom side. But I think this is gonna be like the cleanest way to make this look as good as possible. And then the last thing that I have to do is probably weld, I think I'm gonna do 4, maybe 5 crossbars that come over here so nothing can fall through. So everything's looking pretty square to me. I'm gonna go ahead and weld up all the edges on this. Then I think we're gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna actually add something right here, and you guys will see what that's for in a little bit, but super excited about this part. I might even do another one right here to help like solidify all this, but I don't think I need it so much on this side. But for this back side, it's gonna be super cool, and you guys will understand what that is once it's all done and painted. Man, I'm just trying to get this thing cranked out, and I messed up pretty bad. On this last piece, I literally was cutting the very last piece of frame, and you guys, I should have cut it right here. Instead, I just marked, but it was flipped over like that, so I didn't see it. And this is the last piece of this material that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little redneck fix. Gonna shove this in there, gonna fill that full of weld because I don't have any more material and the crunch time has like officially started. I need to get this thing done in probably like an hour, hour and a half, get it painted, and then we gotta start loading this thing up. All right, not too shabby. Now, if I really cared, I would go ahead and fill in that little imperfection, but since we're in a hurry, we're just gonna go ahead and leave it. But overall, it's not too bad. I don't think anybody will notice it, especially since it's gonna be on the bottom side.
Wichita, down my salvation on account of all the ways I've gone wrong, and I'm lonesome, lonesome and lonely. I've been searching for the banks of peace like worn out liver and hole in my soul. Winter times come these days, I'm shorter than my teeth. I've been wrestling with
can take it off? Or do you want me to do it?
Yes, you can help me.
Oh, okay. No, I'll get it. I'll get it. Alright, throw it back in. No, you do it. Hurry. Hurry, come on. You only have a little bit. There it goes. Good job. All right, well, I don't have a whole lot of time to dilly-dally because apparently there's like a hurricane that's just like 2 hours that way. So I went ahead and got the coolers unloaded real quick. But this thing did super great. You guys can tell that we had a couple rainstorms while we were up there. Got a little bit of surface rust. We're gonna go ahead and get this sanded down and painted. I might show you like the final result in another video. And I know it probably wasn't like the smartest thing, but I didn't even strap them down in there because we went on a little test drive and everything just stayed put, fit like a glove. Super love this thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it out because we got a lot of work to do. Just gonna sit right there for now. Put this guy back on there so I don't lose it. Come on, come on. Get in there. And I'm going to put the screws in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Do a huge solid like, subscribe, share this with amigos, hit that notification button down below so you guys can continue to see whatever else we got going on. And hopefully my ranch doesn't wash away because we're supposed to just have like this torrential downpour. But if it doesn't, I'll see you guys next time. Later.